At 5, clear for takeoff. Flight my clear for takeoff, welcome.
People like you, organizations like RampCheck, I love you guys.
You are clear for takeoff, runway 21 left, winds are called. Stand by for the retrans on uniform. It's showtime.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the RampCheck Aviation Podcast. I'm Tony. I'm Tony. Wait.
Yeah,
you're Tony. I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron.
You're Aaron. It's got to be your bull. Wait, no.
And Ryan's not here.
No.
He is busy.
Yeah, he's busy.
Unfortunately.
Hopefully just one more week. Wednesday nights are kind of tough for him right now. We can have Ryan on. Well, when he comes back on, we can explain it. But how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Oh, I'm good. I'm excited for this episode. It's going to be a fun one.
Lots of cool stuff going on. But, aviation, there's always something going on. So that's what's so fun about covering it,
Yep, absolutely.
Not to sound corny or anything.
My other computer was like just screaming at me for some reason. Anyway, hopefully you didn't hear that. Lots to talk about tonight on the podcast.
The Windows.
Right. Hey. Thought you were talking about my actual windows. When you say windows, I think of, windows that you can open.
No, not that kind.
So crazy week. So I don't know if you caught it, but we actually got together and did an actual live stream of the Boeing Starliner return to Earth, which was kind of cool. We saw a lot of you guys watching on X. We really appreciate that. That was pretty sweet. And also the Polaris. Geez, here we go. The SpaceX Polaris Dawn mission actually launched and completed during the last couple of weeks as well. While we were, couple of really cool milestones
last Wednesday.
We were absent. Couple of really cool milestones. First off, it's the farthest that a spacecraft, at least I think from the Earth, not just the United States, the farthest they've been a manned spacecraft has been away from Earth as far as an orbit goes since the Apollo missions.
And pretty incredible what they do there at SpaceX.
Amazing. And the first ever commercial spacewalk in world history. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. It is absolutely private energy. Way to go, Elon. You're the shit, man. You are so cool. I love Elon.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, we're trying to be nice to you. Anyway, I'm an idiot. Also, Alaska Airlines gobbles up Hawaiian. The B-21 Raider has been doing some more flight testing. A new look at that, thanks to what was that? Our friends at the War Zone.
The War Zone, the Aviationist, everybody, the Air Force, Northrop Grumman put that out, and so everybody kind of picked it up.
Yep, kind of cool, cool. And then Boeing just can't seem to catch a freaking break, brother. So on this week's edition, unfortunately, of Fuck Around and Find Out, Boeing employees are finding out what damage years of bad leadership can do to a company. We'll talk about that. And of course, the big question for everybody is, can Boeing right the ship, even with a brand new CEO. I
Well,
guess
it's the first major test for Ortberg. So there you go.
That's cool. Hey, Wadman says, "Hey, Wadman, how are you, dude?" That was a fun surprise to watch Starliner recovery with. Well, thank you. We were actually glad to do it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we definitely want to try to do things like that more often. We wanted to do Polaris Dawn, but my God, it was like 3 a.m. for the launch, and then
Right.
like midnight after
beyond my
midnight local
bedtime.
time for the recovery.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it
But
was a little odd hours, but cool
it
stuff
was.
anyway.
We'll get there. Hey, Elon, next time you need to, do something during the day when we're actually, and I know we could probably just sacrifice and do something ourselves, I guess. But anyway,
Yeah.
but one cool thing about that live stream that we did is, like I said, we had a ton of viewers on X. I don't know if it was just because everybody was interested in Starliner, or if they're like, "Hey, it's the RampCheck guys, we better jump on," or or what. But I'm thinking it was the latter
It was
rather than
probably the latter, brother.
yeah. But anyway, I digress. What do you say we watch this week's palate cleansing video, brother?
Let's do it.
Okay, gotta find it. Where-
Oh,
here
I
it is.
thought you had
Well,
it
I
all
thought I
right.
had it. So, and there's so many freaking tabs open. Anyway, this one's a little difficult to watch. But here we go. We'll take a look here. So this is an Air Canada A330 damaged by a catering truck while preparing to depart Montreal Pierre Elliott Trudeau Airport. I hate that name, Trudeau. Anyway, it's reported the incident occurred 40 minutes before Air Canada Flight 72 is scheduled to depart to Casablanca.
Oh, what a poor A330.
I know, right? Check this out, dude. This is awful.
You imagine being in that truck?
Oh, dude. Yikes.
You didn't even look. Oh, that sucks that it
Oh,
got
yeah.
more than the nose cone, dude. It even got the skin. Oh.
Yep. Too bad it wasn't the nose cone. That probably could have been a quick fix. Maybe.
No, there's easier ways to check the oil.
I was gonna say, wait, is it in the hood of the nose? Just kidding.
Exactly. It's an airplane reference for those that think I'm an idiot. There's somebody new watching that's like, oh my God, these guys, I just can't.
There's got to be an easier way to check the nav light fluid, right?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, yeah,
that's right.
So.
The jet wash.
Yeah,
gotta fill the jet wash.
Gotta fill up the jet wash. Exactly. But you know what's funny is that was kind of a tough thing to watch out of Montreal. But Boeing, Delta Airlines is like, here, hold my beer.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. This is nuts.
Yeah, this is crazy here. Let's see, where's there it is right there.
I'm sure a lot of people
tabs around. So I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but this is that collision with a Delta A330 and I can't remember the carrier of the CRJ, but it wasn't SkyWest, who I used to work for. But
no, if you named a couple of them, I'd be able to tell you. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But anyway, one thing funny I want you to watch on this video is watch this Southwest 737. To me, it looks like he sees it and he's like, "Oh shit, we better get out of this guy's way." Here, check this out. So there it is, right?
Oh, dude.
Like, oof.
Ooh.
I mean, it just took it right off. And Southwest is like, yeah. Give me
that. Yeah, that's the video cutting out. But yeah.
Look at that. Oh, just.
You know, in the ATC audio too, you hear the pilot's like, we just hit something on the taxiway.
In fact, I think we've got the
Jetarazzi says it was Endeavor Air.
Endeavor, there we go. Yeah, because see, I was back when it was old school, like Com Air and some of these other companies. But let's see if I can get the. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see if flight level 360 Arrow. So we're going to replace it with that. All right, where is it? Oh, here
Yeah,
it is.
man.
Okay.
You imagine, I mean, that CRJ dude knocking the whole tail off. That's just, man.
Oh, I know. Can you
Oh,
imagine if they felt it?
is this the audio?
Yeah, here's the audio. So here, I'm gonna.
295 Heavy, hold short of Victor. Advise me when you're ready.
All right, we just hit something on the taxiway. Could you tell us what it was?
Something? You didn't see the CRJ
Ground Delta
900?
295.
You know, I just noticed that the tail on the RJ is missing. So Endeavor 5526, hold your position, and do you require any immediate assistance?
Hold your position.
Oh
We'll hold our position and stand by on no immediate assistance.
No, I think
We'll
we're
need
fine.
our-
You want to just clear us for
The whole
takeoff?
tail of that CRJ is off.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God. Look at that damage. Whew. That's a pretty penny. You know, and what's crazy is if you go back to the beginning of the video,
Uh-huh.
and then just pause it.
295
I
Heavy,
mean,
hold short of Victor. Advise me when
Here?
you look how far that right wingtip is past the yellow lines, like, and the Delta A350 is right on center line.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just wondering, I mean,
Well-
obviously it's ultimately the pilot's responsibility to not hit into anything, but I wonder if either the CRJ didn't pull forward enough to the hold short line,
Mm-hmm.
or ground or whoever was on frequency with them cleared them to go when there wasn't enough clearance. I mean,
Well, that's a great question. I mean, seriously, who is at fault here?
I know.
mean,
It'll be
that-
interesting to see with the investigation who is at fault, because I mean, pilots, they do rely on ground,
Mhm.
to kind of help them
Well,
not
it's like
run
you
into
said,
things.
he's right center line with the taxiway. So he's where he's supposed to be as far
Yeah.
as, actually being on the taxiway itself.
Right. Yeah, it'd be interesting if there's pilots listening, maybe chime in. I guess ultimately it's the pilot's responsibility to not run into anything, but you would think that if they gave them taxi clearance,
Right.
there'd be enough room for them to get by that CRJ. And I don't know, maybe the CRJ didn't pull forward enough. Maybe the A350
yeah.
went when he was supposed to. I don't know. I guess we'll have to dig deeper into the ATC and see what the investigation comes up with.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Exactly. So I've got one more post about this. Let's see here. And there's actually been a lot of pretty funny memes out there.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. So this is from MX Robbie Bobby Berta Boeing. Say that 5 times fast. You know what
Wow.
country that flag's from? I have no idea. Anyway,
I don't know. It looks like a gay pride flag, actually.
I know, right? Okay.
So
please.
it's not maintenance Robbie Bobby Berta Boeing. It's maintenance Robbie Bobby Birdie Boeing.
Maintenance.
Sorry.
May I help you?
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Is there
Come
a problem
on.
in the-
If you're gay and listening,
there-
it's a joke.
Oh, so you're saying there's a problem in the cockpit? Anyway, sorry. Please. I'm sorry. Please. This is a serious incident. Keeping CRJs in captivity can result in a collapsed dorsal sheet. It's important to spread awareness about their treatment. See?
Oh, that's funny. Oh my god. That's
dear
nuts.
Lord.
That's
I
pretty
love the
funny.
internet sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's a good one. So I've got a pretty funny one I'll show real quick. Look at this one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Coming from
Nice.
Laura, just a regular pilot turned writer at Laura Savino 747. That's a good one.
Good one, Laura. We like that one. Generosity. Spicy alert 1.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh, look.
Oh, Ryan.
Hey, it's
Missed
brother.
y'all. Be back next week.
Hey, we'll see you next week. Thanks for chiming in, brother. We appreciate it. Using a couple stories you sent us this week, by the way. So Thank you very much. Gosh, let's
Nice.
see what else. What else can we talk about here? Let's see. Oh, so much. Should we just talk about the Polaris Dawn mission?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well. I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about other than it was a huge success. It was historical in many different ways. And I think the spacesuits are badass. They look a lot less restricting than spacesuits in the past. What?
Until you watch the spacewalk videos, and then you may rethink that.
So true. When I first watched it, I was like, "The fuck." What?
Yeah, it's like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics up there, you know. But that's okay. It's the first time
it's time to go on a spacewalk. How about we go now?
They've tested these suits in the vacuum of space, and part of this spacewalk was to test it out. And anyway,
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna watch.
Absolutely incredible.
It was incredible. So the first commercial spacewalk ever. And okay, I get it. And it's the farthest that a manned spaceship has been from Earth since the Apollo missions, too, which is kind of cool. So I don't know exactly. Do you know exactly how far away they were, brother?
God, I don't remember.
They were far.
I don't. They were far away. I mean, I saw it a million times and watching the streams and all that, but I don't remember. We could always pull that
here we
up.
go. So is the video choppy, or are they really moving like that, brother? That's what I want to know.
No. The video is set up because when you watch it live, they were going really slow.
Here, let me back it up here.
Yeah. So this is actually sped up during their spacewalk, and that's why they look really choppy. Yeah, it's sped up.
Because I was like, is like Sarah having second thoughts, or I know Jared's like, okay, let's do this.
But
Sarah's amazing. Like, yeah, maybe. But what's cool is they don't have the huge packs on the back anymore.
Yeah.
Which
they're just they have I believe the oxygen line is right on their thigh, if I remember right, seeing inside when they're inside Dragon. But
well,
yeah,
it's see when you look at Sarah here, let me just when she kind of pokes out, you can see the it's like they're playing whack-a-mole in space. There it is right there. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and there's Jared too.
You know, it's too bad that they didn't time the spacewalk so that the Earth was in full view behind them. The spacewalks were, you know, on the other side of the Earth when it was nighttime. You got a little bit of that with Jarek Isaacman with his spacewalk. You can kind of see a little bit of the sliver of the Earth still visible on the left.
I'm sure that Elon was like, so you on the mission control crew, you make sure the Earth is in better view, or just change the camera around a little bit.
Is that clear?
So anyway, all right, we'll play the rest of the video. Here we go.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's all sped up.
Yep.
And there you can see the screen and some cool new stickers there.
Great, Scott.
I love that.
I love to see how they add their own personality, like just right there in the middle, that 1.21 gigawatts, obviously referring to Back to the Future.
Wasn't it gigawatts?
Well, yeah. Doc called it gigawatts, I think.
Didn't Doc call it gigawatts? That's what I thought.
But it's gigawatt. Who knows? Maybe gigawatts isn't politically correct these days, you know. Actually,
21 gigawatts. Hey, that was a pretty good Doc Emmett impression, wasn't it?
Pretty good, yeah. Exactly.
I'm in the wrong business. Yeah, I don't need to be doing podcasting at all. All right, and then of course, here's the final moments of the reentry.
Yeah.
bracing for splashdown.
That will be the final call we hear from Jared until contact with the ocean surface.
You know, I watched this live when it happened, and when it's re-entering, it's amazing. And you're always nervous because you're like, okay, so the drogue chutes have to open, and then the main chutes have to open, and
Standing by
it's
for
always
splashdown
nervous.
of the Polaris
Well,
Dawn.
yeah, and whenever this stuff was happening before, hey, there it is.
And there you can see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was actually fun to see.
Yeah, and for anybody that wasn't watching that or hasn't spent some time on SpaceX, YouTube channel or X, I watched it on X.
Mhm.
But oh, hi everybody.
Hi, I'm back.
Anyway, SpaceX had some really cool, like, high resolution drone footage of hovering over the spacecraft, flying around when the divers were going out on their boats to secure the spacecraft before the main ship got there to bring it on board. Yeah, it was impressive. It was incredible. And I'm sure that's all because of Starlink. I mean, there's no way you could stream stuff like that before Starlink, because you just couldn't get a good enough satellite signal from anywhere.
Well, did you see that United Airlines just recently announced they're upgrading all their aircraft to have Starlink internet?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to take a couple years to do it. And they put out a pretty cool ad on X, but we can't play it because of copyright bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
And then here's a picture of the crew. They look pretty happy.
Very cool.
Awesome. Yep. Exactly. It was a fun thing. And you brought up an interesting point, just you're watching and you got to make sure you see the drogue chutes, deploy and everything happen. Cause now like you said, because of Starlink, because of technology, we get to watch this whole thing unfold live.
I know.
Instead of like back in the Apollo missions, like especially, Apollo 13, for instance, I don't know if the crew's going to make it back. And, there's everybody standing around in Times Square waiting for the
some kind of confirmation radio communication. Yeah,
exactly. And they can only see the parachutes from the ground. Once the loss of signal. Anyway, it's just it's cool and a little bit scary at the same time.
I know. And the thing too is you remember the last Starship test flight. I mean, they had Starlink hooked up to Starship all the way down to a re-entered. You saw that one fin just start disintegrating live in real time. I mean, it was incredible. It was nuts.
It was pretty cool. Well, and you even remember when they launched Starman into space. And you saw him for so long until finally he was just out of range that he couldn't be seen anywhere. That do you think that we're going to ever recover that Tesla?
I don't know.
Starman himself.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool one day.
Do you think he's already been abducted by the Pleiadians?
I don't know. Maybe. You never know. Anything's possible. The last 5 years have proven that.
I know. Well, and that underground. Did you see that video on X where they were looking at like a big school of fish or some kind of formation underneath, and this huge thing like from The Abyss, the movie, goes flying by underneath it, and they're saying it had to have been going like just this massive amount of speed that wasn't capable. I'll have to see if I can pull that up. Maybe we'll show that one of these days.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. That's nuts.
But Generazzi says, I love hearing the SpaceX people go nuts in the background. Right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's kind of a patriotic thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn exciting. So congratulations to everybody from SpaceX. And hopefully the FAA will pull their heads out of their arses soon and cut the fucking red tape.
God, I know.
Starship can fly.
This was posted. SpaceX can't fly Starship until November at least. This is nuts. How are 60-month how are 60-month delays to satisfy these requirements even remotely justifiable? Yeah, and Elon's will never get to humanity, but to Mars if this continues. And Elon actually
fuck yourself.
Okay.
Exactly. So Elon actually he either threatened or he's going to file a lawsuit against the FAA for just overreach. I
Well,
mean,
it's
it's
not
absolutely
only
ridiculous.
not only is it just
they're doing.
overreach. I mean, come on. You know as well as I do that this bullshit is politically motivated.
Oh, totally.
Well, you're
Elon.
your support behind the man who's going to end democracy. Well, we'll show you. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, thank you.
It is.
It's
It's
so
ridiculous.
frustrating.
They're slowing down the development of that program, and they're costing SpaceX money. I mean, they keep churning out, just building those starships, and they've already started making version 2 of the Starship, and that's going to fly soon too. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe they'll skip, one or two of the version 1 starships and just go to the second one in November. I don't know.
I don't think BH World has a clue what he's talking about.
I don't think so. He's breathing his own carbon dioxide too much.
Right. I know. Maybe we need to post that picture that he sent us. And Ryan,
I don't know. That's on a secure channel.
That's true. It's only because
exactly.
That's exactly what we were saying, brother. I wish you were on here to chat about it with us because I'm sure we could all go on a tirade. But to the FAA and basically the entire administration that's managing the FAA.
Go fuck yourself.
Again, thank you very much.
It's irritating, to say the least.
Very well
but,
said.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully shit gets rolling, and hopefully, if Trump gets in, I mean, him and Elon are good buddies. I mean, it's going to be like, hey, just careful what you're doing, but just go launch those damn things. Get it right. I mean, they're delaying all the development too. I mean, SpaceX is supposed to develop a lunar lander version of Starship, and it's like they keep with these delays. Dude, it's the EPA, the FAA, the administration. It's just
all these
regulations are a joke.
Yep. And the thing is too, is I think they're all a little bit scared of Elon because, and not to get political, but yeah, fuck it, I'm going to. Because Elon has endorsed Trump and they've had talks, and he's talked about heading up a government efficiency task force. These guys have to be shaken in their shoes. I mean, and so they're trying to, you're going to do that. Well, we'll do this to you until that happens. And then we're going to prevent that from happening because we're going to keep trying to kill President Trump until we're successful. And then you won't Jesus.
I sure hope Elon has really good security too.
Asshole.
I agree. Yeah. I totally agree. Actually, this is probably a better one.
No peaches.
There we go. But anyway,
okay.
Think of all the red tape and everything that will be cut after that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty excited to.
Regulation really slows down innovation. I mean, look, I get, like, you got to be you can't just pour rocket fuel into the ocean. Like, I get that. Okay, you got to be, you got to protect the area. You got to be responsible. I get that, but the problem is the bullshit that they're going after SpaceX. It's like, come on, seriously.
Well, and
I mean, something about the water with the deluge system and all that.
But the EPA and all these agencies, it's all just red tape bullshit to cost people more money and to line their pockets and this and that.
Yeah,
who's to say that
more lawyers get paid?
Yeah, but who's to say that not only is this politically motivated, but who's to say there's like another bigger contractor out Boeing that might be like, okay, guys, they're moving along a little bit too fast and they're making us look bad. I'm not saying that Boeing's doing that, but I'm saying
Yeah, you just never
huge
know.
company like that, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Well, look at NASA with their SLS program. I mean, it is billions of dollars. I think it's like a couple $1 billion to launch that thing every time, and they're way over budget on it. It like nothing is reusable on it except for the actual, capsule, which I don't even know if that's reusable, but they bring it back. I don't know if they can fly it again or not, but probably not since it's NASA.
Right.
NASA doesn't really
Yeah.
like to do anything reusable, but
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Or outside of the box, which thinking outside of the box is actually what got us to space in the first place. But anyway, and let's do a quick comment here from AvGeek Joe before we move on. Says, you want to talk about bullshit artists going after SpaceX? Code Putnik is going after the Vermont Air
Patink?
National Guard F-35s. Oh,
Oh,
Patink.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
just like, it's just like Safe Skies Utah, and all we have to say about that is this.
Exactly. Yep. And
No peaches.
my goodness.
That's right. Noise
So,
complaint for my
and
baby.
then BH World says, is this a scale model podcast? How about that new Tamiya 148 F-35? Show it. Maybe.
Yeah, they are definitely putting that C model out.
Well, here's okay.
BH was posting about it earlier.
This is the best comment of the night right here. NASA needs to be taken over by RampCheck. Hey, yep, dude, I agree.
Oh my god. Well, I tell you, the first thing I would do is I'd hire somebody smarter than me to run it.
Just say yes, we'll move on.
Yeah. I know.
Oh goodness. Let's see. Oh, Ryan, I thought I was gonna die.
No. It's I thought I was dying. So he just dropped on his knee because I thought I was dying. Oh my god.
Such drama. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Hill Air Force Base, though, interesting little tidbit. Let's see. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Let's see.
By the way, that sticker is available.
Oh, good.
At the Ramp Swag store, rampcheckglobal.com.
Yes, need to go there. Get yourself some swag right now.
If you need to scan the QR code, go ahead. It's on your screen if you're not watching on a phone, obviously. If you're watching on YouTube on your TV or on a tablet, there you go.
That's
Scan
also
there.
if you're too lazy to just type in RampCheck Global
Exactly
on your browser.
Exactly. After the live stream, though, don't go there now.
Yeah, don't
open
open it now.
Or you can open it with a tab if you want.
Yeah. So,
Anyway.
recent post from Hill Air Force Base, which is in Ogden, Utah, our home state. After a hiatus of several years due to expansion construction, the Hill Air Force Base Museum is once again hosting its popular annual Open Aircraft Day. And that actually takes place on September 21st, which is 3 days from now. Let's see, to carry the one that would be this Saturday.
That's right. That's right. And I love this, but I always have to give the Hill Aerospace Museum a little bit of shit because they're always using the YF-22 graphic from the top view. That is a YF-22. That's the test aircraft.
Well,
But,
I mean,
I know, but
it's
when you're
clip-art,
when you're an av geek, you just notice stuff like that, and
Right.
you want it to be right. I mean, for God's sakes, the Air Force and whoever they have doing some of their graphic design, some of their stickers and patches.
Oh my God.
I mean, they're putting like SU-27s on patches and shit, and you're just like, oh God, no.
I know.
But
so it's
anyway.
this Saturday, September 21st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Food trucks, an F-22 presentation. That's not an F-22 demo.
That's not a
This is
demonstration.
This is a presentation, which is more likely a slideshow, not live flying. So
Yeah,
basically,
they'll have speakers, you know.
yeah, of
speaker
course,
there.
of
Yeah.
course. Live music, local Hill Air Force Base unit displays, and over 15 open aircraft. Do you think one of those would be the SR-71, brother?
I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
That could be kind of cool. Could be kind of cool. Oh, by the way, Ryan says, "Oh yeah, LOL." Happy Joe. I knew he
Higher
was going to say the
AOM.
B word. I just knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
He also says, "Can I be jealous of Utah residents? You got Bayo, you got Mock, you got the best transit, and you got the Hill Air Force Base Museum
That's right.
and
Hill Aerospace
RampCheck
Museum.
Aviation Podcast." Just saying.
That's right.
Let's
That's right.
see, and then BH World, and add all the fizz shops too.
Their Fizz is probably going to have a food truck there, I would guess.
I would imagine. Yep. So,
Yeah.
BH, if you're not doing anything, you should come on up. It's going to be a fun one. U.S. Air Force should hire RampCheck to do their graphics from now on. You know what? I agree.
I can guarantee that the aircraft would all be accurate.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
At least it's
They
not
would.
a MiG or a Sukhoi.
It's
Exactly,
like we've talked
Jetarazzi.
about before. It's like we've talked about before. We should, Hollywood should hire us to consult for aviation in their movies because they just suck.
Yeah, some of their consultants, man, they just get it
Yeah.
wrong.
So Wadman says it's going to be a little hard to get into the SR-71 where it's currently at. I haven't been to that museum.
I think they have it on pedestals now.
Do they?
Yeah, I haven't been up there since they moved it, but there's actually on our YouTube channel. I'll pull it up real quick while we're talking. But there's a whole video that I actually uploaded when Ryan and I actually went up to
fuckers.
Went up to Hill. That's right.
I'm so
and
jealous.
we hold on one.
Well, why don't you cry about it?
Sorry, I was crying about it. Did I lose you, brother? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, sorry. The audio was all crazy, but I'll pull this up real quick. So this was the last time. Well, not the last time, but Ryan and I, the bastard. That's right. But anyway, go check out this video. It's on our YouTube channel. But Ryan and I in the cockpit of the SR-71, we were able to, tour the aircraft. They also they had an event there too, where they had, SR-71 crew members, pilots.
Right. It was an SR-71 specific event, correct?
It was, yeah. It was really cool. But anyway, it's got some cool photos in there. I mean, we were able to. I mean, the thing that's amazing about this, some of these photos. Let me scroll through. Look, it still has like the different channels for the radio, like for the
different air bases.
Exactly, as it was flying around the United States. I mean, you see Hill was number 49. It was, I mean, that's pretty cool, the Take-On channels. So they have all that originally from when it came into Hill.
That's pretty sweet.
I don't know where its last flight was. I think they brought this in with a C5, if I remember. I don't think they flew it in. But anyway, there's Ryan there. But yeah, dude, it was, we got a little bit of video underneath it. It was sick. It was so much fun. There's me in the front. Oh yeah, baby. But anyway, yeah. Clear.
Right. Oh boy.
But anyway, so check that out on our YouTube channel. It's a cool little video. It's got
so
some cool
Wadman,
photos.
yep, he skipped it. Yep. Sorry, man. So you said that it's up on blocks now, so it's up a little higher.
I think so.
The museum, if you're listening, anybody from the museum staff, I hear zip lines are really popular right now. You could create a new attraction and people could either zip line over the bastard or they could zip line into the cockpit. I'm just saying. Might be fun, right?
I don't know, man. That sounds a little wild.
Right. So anyway, so that's going on at Hill Air Force Base. If you can make it, that'd be kind of cool. I'd like to try and make that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So-
They've got an F-117 Nighthawk up there that was recently
wow.
brought in over the last few years. That F-22, and of course, the world's only SR-71C model, which they call the bastard
Right.
because
It's in theater.
it was mated with an actual test aircraft and a crashed one. It was I believe it was a YF-12 and an SR-71 or something like that. I used to know all about it. I read about it a lot, but anyway, it's a pretty unique jet, so it's really cool.
Hey everybody! Don't forget the RampCheck Aviation podcast is usually live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Right here on YouTube. Find us on X, on Facebook. Oh, you got us back up on Facebook. Cool. Good job, brother.
Yes, sir.
Also on Rumble. And if Instagram ever gets their shit back together, we'll be back on Instagram Live, but not yet. So, by the way, if you're watching, which you wouldn't hear me say this if you weren't watching. Anyway, let us know where you're watching from tonight. First time watcher, you're checking in, where you're watching from, all that fun stuff. We definitely love to hear from you. Wadden says, I'll be there in your Raptor jersey. Nice.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's way cool. And let's see, before we move on to our next story, how about another palate cleansing video? What do you say, brother?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do this then. It's been I think, now that I think about it, we may have shown this before. But I'm still going to show it because this is worth watching anyway. Let me just pause it here before I bring it up.
Sure.
This let's see. All right.
There's the sticker and QR code again.
There it is. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So this is coming from Airline at Airline Videos. I think we've already shown this, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
they just reposted it. So hey, if they think it's worth reposting, why not show it again?
It's pretty wild.
Airline Videos at Airline Videos. Check them out on YouTube. Their YouTube channel's awesome. Oh, speaking of that, I got to show you a couple things here too. But I'm going to show you this video right now here real fast. Check out this landing.
Yeah, this is wild.
Oof. Oh. Oh.
Wow, listen to the engines.
Look at the vortices over the wings. Let me show you. Okay, so watch this landing. Now, watch when they spool up the engines. Look at the vortices go over the wing. Look.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
Wow.
Woo.
Going around. That is the roughest landing I think we've ever
You know, the captain is looking at the first officer and saying,
I thought you had the airplane.
It's a brand new fucking airplane.
Yeah,
what the hell's your problem?
Gosh. Yeah, that had to have been inspected.
Oh, that's going to leave a mark. Yep, that was a brand new Lufthansa 747-8 Intercontinental.
Well, not brand new, but they've had them for a while.
But they're brand new.
It's the latest model. Yeah, relatively. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Just making sure, because you're gonna have people that hear that and they'll be like, "What? The 747 line has been closed down for years."
Hey, according to it has, but anyway, whatever.
Anyway,
rather than listening to you guys, then two old men debate to be Washington governor, one of whom. Okay, let's see. Yeah, actually, I can read the rest of this, I guess.
Yeah.
Landing practice. Yeah.
I guess there's a big story going on about that, but we're not totally versed on it. But
yeah, we're not.
Anyway,
wasn't planned out. Maybe we can cover that on a future podcast. So,
Generazzi, it's so true. Rest in peace. 2-4 right.
Right.
God, I know. That's a lot of weight coming down on that.
They had to resurface one of the runways in Australia. I can't remember which airport it was, just recently, where they had resurfaced it, but then an A330 came through and just tore it all up when it was taking off.
I heard something about that.
Right? Heard
Crazy.
something about that. Let's see. And anybody else get the hot pink F-35 Hawaiian shirt and get a bunch of stains on it from the jambalaya at Disneyland?
Because the shrimp kept falling off the fork, asking for a friend.
Oh, why don't you cry about it?
Oh my God, BH. You haven't even sent us photos yet.
Yeah, BH, we miss you, buddy, by the way. Yeah. Okay. We'll consider that there.
I know. We need to get Joe on. We will. We just, my God, it's just been so busy.
So I took a couple of weeks ago, I took a little business trip kind of through Southern California. Remember me telling you about this?
Oh yeah.
And I ended up at this cool spot. Let me show you this video here. We never got to talk about this on the podcast. Can you guess where I am? Just from looking at the video?
Yeah, it's awesome. Turn it down a little bit. FYI.
Dang, I missed the jumbos.
I know. Too bad they weren't landing from the other way.
I know, right? This is normal West operations.
Yeah.
At this particular airport. So a guy that was there told me that there was an A380 coming in about 30 minutes, and that gave me roughly enough time to make it over to the famous in and out location. And I was like, nah, I really got to get going at some point. But this is like the coolest vantage point ever. And if you watch airliners live, a lot of times they shoot from this exact spot. So it was actually kind of cool to see it and kind of see some of the stuff going on around there.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
Beautiful airplane.
Yeah.
And then, so here's just a kind of a picture of where it was. And let's see. So there's the RampCheck Cherokee right at the end of the airport. And I thought I had another picture that I put up there. Oh, here we go. And there were a couple of other spotters up there, a couple of old av geeks just sitting there talking the shit. This guy here with the camera and the iPad, he was from another channel that does live streaming. And I tried to talk to him, but he was kind of a dick. So he can just
Was he really?
I really don't care about his channel. I wish I knew the name of it. Otherwise, I'd say something. But anyway.
Well, you were bothering him doing his thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, when I come up to him, if I came up to him when he's like filming a plane landing, yeah, maybe so, but he steps back a couple feet and I go to hand him a sticker and shake his hand, and then he just kind of looks at me and walks back up to the tripod. I'm like, all right, asshole, whatever. But yeah, there's the famous spot right there, right above LAX, and yeah, I can't remember the street that it was on, but it was cool. Cool, a couple cool things on that trip. And then here's Lancaster, the hangar ball field.
Love it.
Got one of the old NASA painted F-18. That's F-18A, right?
Oh yeah, that's a very early F-A-18. That's cool.
Very early. And then I was able to. I went over to Mojave.
Damn, 727-100
with winglets.
Yeah, look at that little thing. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That was kind of cool. I drove by the Virgin Galactic hangar, which was
Very
pretty
cool.
abandoned.
Well, it's really short.
Yeah. And got to catch the Northrop Grumman Stargazer L-1011. That was kind of a cool thing.
I think that's the only airworthy L-1011 in the world right now.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, might be the very last L-1011 to ever fly too. I mean, once they retire that, I think L-1011s are done.
A guy that I was talking to at LAX is, I'm scared to look at the chat right now because I know BH is going to give me shit for not stopping and saying hi to him when I was down there. But anyway, the guy told me that this was actually up and flying around a couple of days ago. And so
yeah, they're still using it. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Convair. Is that an 880?
Old Convair, I believe it's the 880, right?
I think
believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So anyway, yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool. I'd share that with everybody, and I don't know why it's defaulting to you, but there it is.
Well, I know.
Let's see. Couple of other chats here. Let's see. Just one from Jetarazzi. How have you never been to Imperial here before? Very, very legit. You know, it's funny. I've driven past it many times.
Yeah, right.
And where I took the picture of the RampCheck Cherokee, that was down by the beach, right there at the end of the airport. And I've been there several times, but just never stopped at Imperial Hill. So I popped my Imperial Hill cherry.
Oh my God. I could have gone without hearing that. Anyway, yeah, I've never been there. I mean, I've driven, on the highway by it, man.
Sorry.
Or, that area, but I've never stopped there,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I've never stopped. Well, it was funny because I was driving to the beach, and then I looked up to my left, and I'm like, holy shit, that's that spot. That's gotta be. So I turned around and
So you're going to the beach, so you didn't have time to go see BH, but you had time for the beach.
I had to take a beach picture. Okay. Gosh. A beach selfie, if you must know. Anyway, never mind. But anyway, that was kind of cool. So I was pretty excited to see that. So Aaron, do you have the B-21 Raider story pulled up from the war zone?
I do. I actually think I have it pulled up from the Aviationist.
Oh, perfect. Nice ad there, brother.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Shop now, Duluth Trading. All right, cool. Anyway, yeah. So let's do this. So yeah, U.S. Air Force releases first B-21 Raider video. So
get rid of that pop up, brother.
I can't. It won't. It won't do it. It's so a lot of these sites.
Here, let me do this. I'm gonna send you the link really quick to the exact same story. But on
I'll just zoom out and it won't be as big.
Well, that way there's no pop-ups on this one. So
Okay.
Yeah, you want to just
I'm sure they'll show up. But
probably.
But anyway.
Zoom in on this.
Anyway.
Oh, you want the war zone? Okay.
Yeah, the war zone. It's the same story.
There's pop-ups all over that too. A lot of these, look, I get it. I get that that's how they generate revenue, but it's like a lot of these are just there's so many ads on some of these, but
Yeah,
see, look, there's an ad that just fucking popped up again on there.
Yep.
Anyway, so here's the war zone. New look at B-21 Raider stealth bomber flight testing released. Beautiful. Look at that thing. That's amazing.
Yes.
Isn't it cool? You can see the whatever that drogue is that's out the back. It's like no. It's dragging it on the runway off the back. Yeah. That's pretty wild. Anyway, the U.S. Air Force released new video footage of its pre-production B-21 Raider stealth bomber undergoing flight testing. The service just recently confirmed plans to field Raider squadrons at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri and Dice Air Force Base in Texas, in addition to Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, that is set to be the home of the first operational B-21s. So right now, there's B-1s at Ellsworth up in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be cool to see like kind of B-21s and B-1s kind of intermingle until all the B-1. I would guess the B-1s will probably be phased out from Ellsworth and then just taken down to Dice until the B-21s arrive at Dice, and then they'll finally retire the B-1s, I would guess.
That's it.
But anyway,
that'll be a bittersweet day.
Oh yes. Okay, so here's some footage here. This is obviously of the original takeoff. There's no audio on this, by the way. But anyway, and then this is really kind of odd. It's like a low resolution version of it landing at Edwards, I would assume.
I would imagine they're deliberately posting
Yeah.
this. in
Oh
the
yeah.
web. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, totally. But and then a nice high resolution photo of it coming in, or actually departing. Probably, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, um, but that is let me get back to the article. Anyway, the Air Force released a video above around the Air and Space Forces Aviation's main annual conference, which wraps up today just outside Washington, D.C. Today also happens to be the Air Force 77th birthday. Happy birthday, Air Force.
Happy birthday. I should have known that.
Yeah, I know. I love it. B-21. That's just cool looking. The footage again, very distinctive features of B-21, including its unusual cockpit window arrangement, which you can read more about here. Also, prominently visible are the Raiders 2 swing up auxiliary intake doors. I know they look like horns. It's kind of cool there. These help suck in more air for the engines during takeoffs and landings, where high power settings, steeper angles of attack, and slower speed can be too much for the bomber's deeply buried main inlets. The B-1 has those too. Whenever you see the B-1 coming in, landing, or taking off, it has, it's a little bit different configuration, but it has that as well, which is pretty cool. Then Northrop Grumman's B-21 is the most advanced aircraft ever built, at least that we know about. That's a very good point.
Right.
And is the most significant development for the U.S. Air Force in recent memory. As the war zone has explored the details in the past, the pre-production Raider, which took to the skies for the first time from Plant 42 in Palmdale, California last November, is now at Edwards Air Force Base in the same state, also said to be very representative of the final production configuration. 5 more pre-production examples are in various stages of being built, and work on initial lot of production B-21s is underway.
We need to get some intel from our California friends
I know, it's
of
pretty
when
sick.
those are going to launch out of Palmdale, because that'd be cool. I wanted you, while you were looking at this article, so look at the profile right there of the cockpit. That's so unusual looking. If you scroll up,
I know. Yeah, I know. To this
scroll up
one.
and on to the right, just keep going a little bit. There's 2 of them.
Oh yeah,
pictured on top of
B-21,
each
and
other. There you go.
I'll just click on it.
Yeah, look at the difference.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it?
That is. I mean, similar profiles, obviously.
Very similar, yeah.
They've got the cute little penguin beaks on them. Or at least the B-21's got more of a penguin beak, where it's more
of like a hawk for the B-2.
It's more like a hawk, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, you look at the engine inlets; they're not even there, visible on the B-21. It's just, but the difference in the cockpit windows, it's very interesting.
I know. That's pretty wild. Yeah. Anyway, cool. All right. Well, there's some B-21 Raider news.
Very cool. Very very fun to check out. Thanks, brother. And why don't we move on to our next story? Looks like
Wadman says she is a beauty.
Oh, and Wadman would know. Yes. Wadman would definitely know. So if you guys haven't heard, Alaska Airlines completes acquisition of Hawaiian. Here's what you need to know. And we're not going to talk to those guys. We're just going to read
Can
the
you
story.
zoom in a little bit, brother?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Zoom in on this.
Let's see here. How's that?
There we go. That's good.
Okay, perfect. So this is out of Hawaii News Now, by Hawaii News Now staff and Howard Deckes.
Okay.
I'm so juvenile. I'm sorry. Less than a day after getting federal approval, Alaska Airlines has already closed its $1.9 billion deal to buy Hawaiian Airlines. Alaska made the merger a done deal the same day as the U.S. Department of Transportation allowed it to, and was ready to name the new top management team. The merger passed review by the Justice Department Antitrust Division on Monday. Boy, there's a whole What am I trying to say? Yeah, anyway. And the DOT
Bureaucracy.
notified the two carriers it granted an exception necessary to the deal. The exemption lets the carriers fulfill all their obligations regardless of which airline is performing the service. For example, it allows new joint operation to execute international routes that currently fly under the imprimatur, and under Hawaiian Airlines. Resolution of this red tape issue allows Alaska to execute its acquisition of Hawaiian's holding. A wild card that turned up during the regulatory process could make decisions easier. The DOT, as a condition of improving the merger, it secured several promises in writing. Alaska agreed to legally enforceable commitments in force for 6 years to maintain all current inter-island routes, as well as key routes to the mainland, and it promised in writing not to sunset any frequent flyer miles before merging its rewards program. In a first for the DOT, it essentially took commitments Alaska had already made and turned them into binding pledges. Since Alaska was already planning to do these things, it was content to commit to them to get the deal approved. No one can be sure how long it will take to integrate the two carrier systems. And John Ostrower has something to say about that. We'll talk about that here in just a second. And there remains one important concern for Hawaii. How many non-union office jobs will come to be regarded as redundant or will move to Alaska headquarters in Seattle? So there's a picture of one of Hawaiian Airlines. What is that, 321?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't look like a Neo to me, but is it?
Maybe I can't tell with the little play icon on there.
Gotcha. Hawaiian Airlines employs 7,000 people, mostly in Hawaii. Alaska has already said it will maintain Honolulu as its second biggest hub after Seattle SeaTac. Hawaiian union locals did endorse the merger. So anyway, and this brings up a very interesting point about the fleets because let's see, here's John Ostrower kind of commenting. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, that's coming up later. Damn it.
That's all right.
I've got a couple from John Ostrower here. Let's see. I need to find out.
And those of you who's been following aviation for a long time, I remember reading John Ostrower when he very first started out as flight blogger, where he covered the 787 program. That was his first major aviation gig, I guess. But anyway.
And look at you all grown up. Anyway.
That's right.
This coming from John Ostrower on X, crazy. It took 50 weeks for Alaska to go from returning to an all Boeing on its mainline operations to the second largest Airbus wide body operator in North America. So it's like
what's funny though is those Airbus wide bodies talking about is the Hawaiian A330s.
Right.
But Hawaiian has a bunch of Dreamliners on order that's actually going to be replacing the A330s. So I don't know. Maybe it'll go back to all Boeing. But anyway.
So here's looking at Alaska Airlines fleet. Alaska Airlines remains focused on improving both passenger comfort and our fuel efficiency. We maintain a young operational fleet of Boeing 737 aircraft and EMB 175s. Now, those EMB 175s are operated by either wholly owned subsidiary Horizon or partner SkyWest Airlines. But anyway, so they've got Boeing, the 7379 MAX, the 900ER, the Dash 900, the 737-8 MAX with the self-removable overwing exit doors.
And that was the 737-9 that did that.
Was that the 9 MAX? Or was it the 9?
It was the 9 MAX.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I thought it was the 8.
That's okay.
I'm retired.
Anyway, and the 737-700s, which obviously are probably the oldest aircraft.
The older ones, yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then kind of what John Ostrower was talking about
Yeah,
is
now pull up Hawaiian's
and then
fleet.
looking at Hawaiian's fleet. I think this is going to be a little bit harder to integrate.
I know. Look at all those A3. Yeah.
Well, and the thing
Wow.
is Hawaiian just retired. Like they had DC-10s.
Well, not recently, but
No,
I
but
mean,
what I'm
that was-
saying is they replaced their DC-10, all their other wide bodies. They replaced them with the Airbus A330s,
Mhm.
and in aircraft years, aka dog years, that's fairly recent.
They also had 767s for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, so
Yeah,
767s,
A330s,
MD-10s, DC-10s, whatever, and then they updated all that and replaced those with A330s, A321 Neos, which I actually did not know about until I was reading up on this article.
Mhm.
And then, of
Yeah.
course, their recent acquisition of the 787 Dreamliner, and then the Boeing 717s, which were acquired from Aloha Airlines, right? Was it Aloha?
Aloha. There was also
And there
I
was
think
another
they
one.
bought some from. Oh God, they where else did they get? Was Air Trans? Were they flying?
Well,
Boeing
Aloha
717s?
Airlines, Aloha flew like DC-9s,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
actual
they
old
did.
school DC-9s, and I
Yeah.
think they upgraded to the Boeing 717 before they
Mhm.
finally, anyway, were
Yeah,
bought out.
there's some
But
good history for you.
yep, definitely, we'll have to talk about that at some point. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of interesting. And then, I wanted to bring up one more quick overlay here. Kind of a couple of quick overlays. So here is just to give you an idea of the fleet sizes of both aircraft. Here, let me get rid of this real quick.
Both airliners. Jetterazzi says they're also flying A330 freighters on behalf of Amazon. I did not know that.
Oh wow, I did not know
I
that
guess
either.
working airport ops, you would
Right?
know that.
You would know that. So here's just, I guess, an everyday example of the amount of aircraft in the air for both airlines. This
Mhm.
isn't necessarily a route map. Well, it's not a route map at all.
It just shows a lot of aircraft
Yeah.
that they have. Yeah.
But here is a combined route map. I found this on the Reddit, so it's true. But just to give you an idea of how large, I didn't realize Alaska's operation was so big.
That is. Yeah. Yeah. Both Alaska and Hawaiian. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be...
That's a big airline.
to reckon with.
Yeah. That's a big airline.
Absolutely. So,
And then AvGeek Joe says, I bet Hawaiian is about to buy a bunch of Embraers. I know their CEO, he's smitten with the E-175 when he ran Horizon Air.
oh, that makes sense as well. So, do you think that they'll hold on to those island routes, or do you think that maybe a partner might be courting a partner to do that?
No,
I don't know.
I think the whole reason that they were combining and the airlines were merging was to have all those routes and to have those options.
Mhm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to
So
see.
Jetterazzi said Aloha. Now I remember they had 737s, but I swear they had some, or maybe it was Hawaiian Airlines that I flew on it when it had the DC-9s.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, this was 20 some odd years ago when I was down there, and I remember island hopping on a couple of different older aircraft. So thank you, Jetterazzi. I appreciate the correction there. But let's see. So that about covers that. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about? You know what? It might be time for might be time for our fuck around and find out segment. Poor Boeing. That's just all I can say. So before we go into that, remember it's a live stream every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, BH, just take your hands off the keyboard. Almost every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. But find us right here on YouTube, also X, Facebook. We're on Rumble. And hopefully we'll be back soon on Instagram Live. We know a lot of people like to watch on that tiny vertical screen. I don't know why, but anyway. But hey, head over if you haven't done it yet. Whatever platform you're on, please follow us. We're looking to get a lot more followers on X, but we're also looking to get many more subscribers on YouTube. Doesn't cost you a penny on either platform, so please follow and or subscribe depending on where you're at. Check out our content. We've got lots of shorts. We've got a lot of full-length videos out there. Of course, if you miss one of the live streams or maybe you jump in a little bit late, you can catch the live stream in its entirety. Just click the live tab on YouTube. That'll take you to all of our live streams, and you can catch up, and we'll check that out. So, by the way, Generazzi, Hawaiian had DC-9s and MD-80s. Okay, so it was Hawaiian. There we go. And not sure what that means.
/tism. All right.
Anybody? Was that meant
I don't know. I don't know what he was referring to. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't either.
Right.
Maybe elaborate. But anyway, what do you say we head to our next subject?
Let's do it.
Ready? Okay. Here we go.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
Well, everybody, just Boeing cannot catch a freaking break. Starliner, the last 4 years, and now this. It's official. Boeing CEO announces temporary layoffs for large number of U.S. workers. This is coming from KIRO 7. I believe that's a local Seattle television station.
Yeah.
33,000 Boeing machinists are holding strong after rejecting the company's contract offer last week. It's estimated Boeing could lose more than $100 million for each day of the strike. Wednesday, Boeing announced temporary furloughs for executive managers and other employees. Boeing president and CEO, I should say new Boeing president and CEO, Kelly Ortberg, released a statement saying, in part, while this is a tough decision that impacts everybody, it is an effort to preserve our long-term future and help us navigate through this very difficult time. IAM Union International President Brian Bryant, okay. Sounds trustworthy. Spent the day visiting members on the picket lines and had to say this and had this to say about the furloughs. I see that as smoke and mirrors. Boeing is trying to look like they're trying to cut costs when they really should be doing is resolving this strike, and they know how to resolve it. Negotiations continue now with a mediator. We gave on health care, we lost our pensions, and we stagnated our wages going on 10 years now. So it's time for us to try to recoup some of those losses, said Ted Bates, a Boeing machinist.
Wow.
Workers are demanding a 40% pay bump. Okay, that'll fly. And many said they were angry with Boeing's initial offer of 25%. That was actually pushed by union leaders. There's 100% solidarity and support for the union's negotiating committee here. We've hit almost every single picket line from Everett all the way down here to Auburn, and our members are standing behind their negotiating committee, said Bryant. They also reached out to the Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace, the SPIA. That's funner to say.
The SPIA.
The union that represents about 17,000 local Boeing workers. SPIA said Boeing has not told them about their members having to take furloughs, adding they are not allowed under the union contract. Ortberg sent this letter to all employees Wednesday morning. Now, before I do this, first off, Ortberg has been there for how long at the helm now?
God, like a month.
Like a month?
Yeah.
So
barely.
This shit didn't develop overnight.
No, this has been going on for a while.
This has been going on, and usually when it comes down to a strike, negotiations have been going on for a very long time, and this is usually, the last, I don't know, tactic or whatever they want to do, whatever they want to call it. I've worked for two companies where, as flight dispatcher, where they were represented by the IAM or a union. And I was I had no choice. I had to enroll. I mean, it was like in orientation, or actually during our ground school, our training. You know, they come in, they give you a 30-minute presentation on why the union's so fantastic and this and that. And I do believe that unions have their place in certain situations. I do. I agree with that. But then at the end of that presentation, you know, everyone's all kumbaya, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, here's your payroll deduction slips for your monthly dues. And, oh, by the way, if you don't join, then you can't work here.
I know.
It's like,
you
wait,
know,
what?
how about that honey butter shrimp though? That looks pretty damn good on screen, doesn't it?
Though? I know, right? My tummy's rumbling right now. I should have eaten before we did this. But it's just like,
sorry.
And the only thing I ever saw from the union, I swear to God, all I ever saw from the union, both times I worked for these companies, all I saw was that fucking payroll deduction on my paycheck every 2 weeks. That's it. That's it.
I know. It's union. I don't know. Unions are tough, man. It
is tough because
I don't know.
Because like I said, you know, I think without unions, a lot of these mechanic shops and occupations where what am I trying to say? Where safety is an issue, where extended work hours can be an issue. I believe that unions play a vital role in making sure that those areas are safe and that there are fair, you know, work rules for everybody else. Anyway, so
yeah.
But I just wanted to go ahead and just read this. Well, I
you
guess
know, and just along those lines, you know, some of these companies, you know, they're kind of responsible for unions being so prominent. It's like,
yeah, they are. If they just treat their employees better in the first place.
Had they, yeah, exactly. Had they maybe, you know, paid or given raises incrementally, you know, I don't know. I mean, that's all above my pay grade, but you know, you see certain circumstances where you can understand where a union would be good, but then there's also situations where unions just maybe don't do anything. But I don't know. In this situation, I mean, you want Boeing to be healthy and succeed. You want the workers to be healthy and succeed. And it's just, this is just their way of fighting it out so that they could get to a point where they can get back to building airplanes.
I mean, for Christ's sake, give the new CEO a little bit of time to, you know, let the paint dry on his office door before you actually decide to go on strike. I mean, I get it. And you know, and on the flip side, you know, on the union side is I'm sure these guys are just frustrated with the leadership that Boeing has had over the last however many years. And so, and AvGeek Joe brings up a good point. He just says, that said, Boeing mismanagement is in fuck around and find out mode. Exactly. Soon, I fear Alaska Airlines and their flight attendants may also be in this mode due to a 2025 strike as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is also not eating before the podcast. And
you can make a sandwich while you're listening.
Right. Aaron, you should run Alaska Airlines. The poor flight attendants have gone a decade without a substantial pay. See, now that would be reason, in my opinion, maybe for a strike is, you know, they haven't received a fair pay grade increase in a decade. That's a long time.
You know, you read about some of these flight attendants, they just don't make enough money for what they're doing. Some of them are living out of their cars, for God's sakes.
Oh,
you know, they can't afford to live on their own because the pay and, you know, because they're only paid at certain times when they're traveling. And yeah, they get a hotel room and maybe a little per diem for some food. But I mean, it's not enough to like live life in a lot of these situations. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's already bitching about the price of airline tickets.
Mhm.
And
They are.
if you're going to raise pay, you got to pay for it somewhere. I mean, airlines in business to make money for itself and its
Right.
shareholders, and you can't take that out of the equation either.
No,
So
you can't. It's a tough
it's
situation all
it's a
around,
tough
and
balancing act all around.
yep.
But
Hopefully, I just and I feel for the employees that may not agree with this course of action because there are, and they're afraid to speak out, and they're also afraid, for their job security,
Mhm.
and I don't think these guys are like, the old Teamsters of the past in Chicago. You cross the picket line and you get the shit beat out of you, or you get killed, or your dog ends up dead on your front porch. Oh no, wait, that's Springfield, Ohio. Or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so yep, let's hope they get it resolved. It's just better for everybody if they can. It seems like, this has obviously been going on for a very long time at Boeing. It's too bad maybe they didn't give the new incoming CEO a little bit more time to kind of go, but
Well,
maybe
maybe that was
he
their
has.
strategy.
Yeah,
Maybe that was
exactly.
their strategy. Maybe I mean there's a lot of
Let's see what this guy's made of. Anyway. So, all right. Well, Boeing, we wish you nothing but luck. Sorry we had to feature you on this week's episode of Fuck Around and Find.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Well, brother, I believe that's all that I had, but I think something that rhymes with I had might be NGAD. That was a terrible segue.
Yeah. I have a quick little palate cleansing video, and
I'm
then we can
retarded.
move on
Okay.
to our last story.
Sounds good.
But it has to do with our Instagram. But let's see here.
Well, you know what? At least the weather's turned.
Oh, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Oh, God, I would
Finally, sweater weather.
Well, you know what? At least the weather's turned.
Oh, my wife Jessica and I were messing around last night. Decided to make a little, it was hoodie weather, sweater weather, hoodie weather.
No,
whatever. You're just sad you weren't involved, you fucker.
I'm kidding. That was funny. All right, there you go.
Anyway, yeah, that was fun. We did that at like midnight last night while the kids were in bed.
Nice ramp swag, by the way. And we'll show you
yeah.
where you can get your very own ramp swag as well here
That's
in just a
right.
moment.
Absolutely.
Hey.
But anyway, all right. So let's finish. Let's see, one last story.
Yep. Then we'll do our Instagram accounts from Instagram stories from accounts we follow. God, that's a tongue twister. Who thought that up? We did. Anyway.
I know. So here we go. So a little bit of NGAD news.
Dude, that's badass.
Next generation air dominance fighter. So the Boeing artist concept of next generation air dominance fighter. So yeah, that's pretty sick. But anyway, Kendall, who's Secretary of the Air Force, knew reimagined NGAD could cost less than an F-35.
No way.
I don't know what they're thinking here, but I mean they've completely put the brakes on NGAD and just reevaluating everything, which is crazy. But anyway, so and this is coming from Air and Space Forces magazine. But the next generation air dominance fighter, once envisioned as a hyper expensive, exquisite platform, could be restructured to slash its price to less than an F-35. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall told reporters.
Let me just say
FAA's Air and Space Cyber.
Let me just interject this right now. That's not really hard to do.
Yeah. No.
As much as the F-35 ended up costing.
Especially the early block F-35.
Right.
Maybe they're basing it off like the first lot of F-35s. But still, I mean, that's,
oh yeah.
F-35 now is 80, 90 million, depending on the variant that I'm sure BH could tell us exactly. But anyway, Kendall and other senior service officials also said decisions, about the future NGAD began just 2 months ago, must happen fast in order to inform the Air Force's fiscal 2026 budget request, which will likely be wrapped up internally in just a couple months. Making NGAD less costly could mean sacrificing range and payload, which would absolutely just make it like what we've got now. So what's the point? In my
Right.
opinion. Anyway, possibly
Agreed.
going from 2 engine to 1, a counterintuitive solution that could possibly come on. No, you can't do that. That could possibly only if the Air Force had a stealthy next gen air refueling system, the NGAS, that could evade adversaries' missile systems. Kendall linked NGAD and NGAS in his keynote address before emphasizing a key commitment. We're not walking away from the core of the United States Air Force function of providing air superiority.
I don't
Kendall
know.
said
Kind
in
of
the
sounds
keynote
like it to
address,
me.
repeating the comment for emphasis. Emphasis. You know what it sounds like to me? They're kind of kicking the can down the road until the Trump administration's in office. Sounds like maybe they're not making a major decision on that.
That's true. That makes sense.
And yes, I know that pisses AvGeek Joe off for me to say that, but
well, at
most
least,
logical solution.
At least they're not going to be unburdened by what is passed.
That's right. Speaking to reporters later, Kendall said the options are all open for now on the NGAD, on what NGAD could look like. We haven't set a number or threshold for the price, he said, before offering an intriguing suggestion. I'll just give you this off the top of my head. The F-35 kind of represents to me the upper bounds of what we'd like to pay.
Oh, so it's not that the new NGAD could cost less than the F-35. He wants it to cost less than the F-35.
I don't know how they're going to replace an aircraft like F-22. I mean, look, right. F-35 is incredible and it does a lot of great things, but air superiority, you need to build a jet specifically for that. And F-35 is not designed for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it can fight in pretty much any envelope, but maybe not like in the merge. It's not as great in the merge, but if the F-35 is doing its thing right, it's going to shoot the enemy out of the sky before it even knew it was targeted. But to replace the F-22, I mean, they cut production F-22 way too short as it is. And you can't. I don't know. It sounds like there needs to be some new leadership in order to make the right decision.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're just second guessing too much, and it's like you have to have an aircraft like F-22, especially when you got China with J-20. You've got Russia with Su-57. You've got a bunch of other nations developing what so-called 5th gen.
They could kick ass and look badass, he says,
or close to 6th gen. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't see how that can happen. But especially with inflation the way it is, I mean,
well, yeah. How's it going to cost less? I mean, everything gets more expensive every fucking year. Anyway,
I don't know.
So.
I mean, maybe they go back to what Will Roper was talking about during the Trump administration, where you just do these smaller batch fighters with the current technology, and then you're just replacing them every 10 years.
Dude, I'd love that idea.
You could do something like that.
We get a brand new aircraft, a brand new concept every 10 years.
It's possible. I mean,
of course,
that's the only way to keep the cost down like that. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But anyway.
By the way, you done with that? Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you want to read up more on this, I didn't mean to say moron as in moron. I mean, if you want to read up on this more, by the way, AvGeek Joe did a write-up on this as well on Simple Flying. If you want to go to Simple Flying on that, go to that Simple Flying website. AvGeek Joe has an article that says, has a little bit more data than Air and Space Forces magazine. So anyway, there you go.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I mean, I don't have to read any more of that, but it's it'll be interesting to see what happens, because the Navy is supposedly they're moving on with their FAAFO program. They want that jet, and it'll be interesting to see how it ties in with NGAD at all.
Yeah.
But
now the Air Force is just like, oh, well, I don't know. I mean, should I have curtains or should I go blinds? Should we do landing gear or skids? I like the pink fuchsia. And anyway, just come on, guys, make a decision. We want something badass. We want something fast. We want something stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe something that can cause a terrorist pager to blow up from 30,000 feet. Anyway. Just saying.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, but I just wanted to bring this up because this is on Simple Flying actually right here. This is Joe's article here. He's got a
Joe's article. This is it.
cool rendering there of maybe a NGAD type fighter. But anyway, yeah. Frank Kendall gave a keynote address, Air Forces, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, kind of what we've already essentially an F-22 replacement. But again, it goes back to that argument. Like, there's no way that for that money. Oh, damn, that's a cool concept.
I know. I like that one a lot.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So go check out AvGeek Joe's article there. It's Simple Flying right there. Very cool. Didn't know he had an article out there.
We didn't either until
Joe. When you put an article out there, man, send us a link, dude. We'd love to. We'd love to read some of your articles on here too.
Definitely.
But anyway, okay. All right. I think that's it. I think we just need to do Instagram stories from accounts we follow.
I know we're running a little long, so we'll keep it quick, folks.
All right, here we go, folks. Nice. It's a Hawker Hunter, baby.
I like that. Classic.
Got good old Sammy, U.S. Navy. I got to turn some audio down here just in case there's music. A little guy.
Right.
Oh, you get a little closer to that runway there.
Navy boy.
Yeah. Oh, NASA C-130.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Cardone. F-22. Jacob Remmel photos. Oh, dang it. I was hoping it didn't have audio or music, but anyway, less than 3 weeks till Pacific Air Show. Very cool. We're
really?
Still
3 weeks?
We're still thinking about making that work, but it hasn't happened yet.
On it.
But anyway, ORD spotting, very cool. Yeah, 18 years separate these photos. That was the Falcon 1.
Right. First
yep. Yeah, and then there's that. Hey, look at that. That's my shot. Denise.
Nice.
Denise reposting. That was F-22 demo team over Tybee Beach.
Yeah. By the way, Denise, your choice of music for that shot is perfect.
I know. Too bad we can't play it.
Yeah, I know, right?
We can't play it. But anyway, hey, thanks for reposting that.
Say I go
That's right.
Can we sing it? Anyway, never mind. Go
ahead. Nice. 160 a soar. Look at those MH60s, I believe they're called. Very cool. Coming from Fred Villela. He hasn't been on in a while. Oh, there's an MH47 too.
Nice.
Cool. Let's see. Jetarazzi, what has he got cracking on? Looks like he's editing some photos.
Cool.
Fresh crackberry, full moon, partial eclipse, editing photos. Life is good. Hey, that looks like a good evening. There you go. Some T6 Air Force birthday. You mean Independence from the Army Day? That's right. That's a good one. And that's LeMay. Nice. Classic.
LeMay.
Yep. Proud to play my part in running DFW. Cool.
Jetarazzi.
Swear jar is also full. Telling people about airplanes when I wasn't wasn't asked jar. Exactly. There you go. We can all relate. Hey, here's Garrett. Very cool. Happy birthday, Air Force.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Garrett reposted that.
Had to throw that.
There you go. Let's see. Brian Young Guns. Let's see. Not aviation related, but he's a cool dude. Looks like he's posting about his job. Me one of plane passes. Age 9, 37, and
that is so true.
It is so true.
That is so true. I love it.
That was Shadows Photography. Very cool. 70th anniversary. Nice. A10 or 77. Sorry. Let's see. I'm finally enrolled. Turn and Burn Apparel. I saw it post earlier. He's gonna be a pilot in the Canadian military. So.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Air Force. Oh yeah. Check it out. Rocketman Aviation reposting. 6 shot. Some more great shots. Some reposts. Rocket Man. Happy birthday, G Pagum. What's it say?
Pagum?
Glad to call you friend. Pagum. Cool. Your 20 is alive tonight. Very cool. All right. Every masterpiece has its cheap copy. Very true.
Oh,
B1
right.
and the
Blackjack. Is that the Blackjack?
Yep. Blackjack.
The
F1
NATO
CT.
name of it, of course.
That's right. Patriot Ops, the nice Swamp Fox Viper there. Very cool.
Nice.
Blue Angel Hornet. Super Hornet. Is that a super? Yeah. And we got some JTACs with some F-15s. Hell yeah. Sick. Nice. Chinook. B2. And here's 388th Fighter Wing reposting the Air Force video for the 77th birthday of the Air Force. Very cool. And then, of course, 77 years of air power and aerial dominance. You got it. I think we're going to end it on that. So that was Instagram stories from accounts we follow.
Well, thank you very much, brother.
That's right.
I was trying to stall.
Nice timing.
Because it's like I looked up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the wrong screen. Anyway.
Yeah,
so,
that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
always
right.
fun. Yeah, just make sure you guys head over to the Ramp Swag store. You're going to show us a couple things really fast before we head out.
Yeah, I'll jump on there. Go ahead and just continue to chat.
I'm chatting.
I will bring that up. But anyway, yeah. So here's some cool stuff. I haven't added anything in a while, just because I've been pretty busy. But it is getting cooler. So let's go to hoodies and sweatshirts.
Yeah, it's getting to be hoodie weather. That's why I'm wearing
Yeah,
mine tonight.
that's right. I got mine on too. Look at all these badass hoodies that you could be wearing, sweatshirts. These embroidered ones are sick. Check that out. Very cool.
Remove before flight is always very popular.
Oh,
is that the
yes.
embroidered version though?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is,
some
right?
of them are.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So this one's the embroidered version.
Okay.
We got two embroidered versions. One with the red on
Gotcha.
white, and then the white on red.
Okay.
We also have a lady's crop top with the embroidered, and then of course the printed versions here. But these are pretty sick. And then of course you got some William Tell stuff from last year. Got some 64th Aggressor stuff. These are cool. Jet lagged, airplane mode. Anyway, lots of great hoodies. These are badass ones, of course. These like Splinter Camo, the classic 65th Aggressor F-15C one, and then of course the new 65th Aggressor Panthers, the F-35. And then these are more t-shirt hoodies, but these ones here. But those are great too. But anyway, yeah. So check out RampCheckGlobal.com for the Ramp Swag store, and we appreciate your support, everybody that purchases.
And don't forget everybody. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, brother.
No, I was just going to say, I know BH and Generati made some purchases recently, so we appreciate that. Who they're watching tonight,
as always. And don't forget, everybody. 97 days, 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 31 seconds, or 97 shopping days until Christmas.
There you go.
So now's a good time to buy for the Av Geek in your family, and make sure you get it in plenty of time before Christmas. So
very true. Very true.
I can't believe I just said the C word on the podcast already.
That's right. I know we're not even to Halloween yet.
Oh my God, I know.
But we've got our 12-foot skeleton up.
Oh, you do already? I'm sure Oliver had something to do with that, didn't he?
Oh, he loved it.
He couldn't wait.
It was so funny.
That's so funny. All right, everybody. Well, thank you again for watching the RampCheck Aviation podcast live stream. Don't forget, please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there. Also follow us on X, Facebook, Rumble. It's free to do that on whatever platform you choose. we'd certainly love to have that, have your following, and share it with your family and friends and everybody else. Let's see, maybe one last chat before we head out. Let's see. By the way, AvGeek Joe says, sure, thank you for the share. You betcha, our friend. Happy to do it. And Jetarazzi rocking the shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, baby. Send some pictures. We'd love to see it.
See that on your Instagram. We'll be back next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. right here. And should be all three of us next week. So hopefully Ryan's schedule will level off a little bit for him, kind of tying him up a little bit. But anyway, until next week, I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron. Good day.
See ya.